What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. And the car went to the dyno, but I'm gonna bump this video up in front of that video because this is something that I wanted to get done beforehand, and I'll explain to you how we still dynoed the car with it. Did you know that with the ChromeECU in the 3000 GT, you can use the ECU to electronically control your boost, kind of like how the factory boost solenoid does when these cars are OEM equipped with them on the firewall back there. And Hans was able to figure this out and basically came up with a way to use a different style boost solenoid, which ultimately does the same thing as the factory solenoid, but it can handle a lot more boost than the stock one. So behold the Turbo Smart 3-port Mac valve boost solenoid right here. It is a 3-port, an in, an out, and a vent, and it's just a simple 2-wire boost solenoid. So this thing is basically gonna wire in to the factory harness, utilizing these 2 wires to make it into a solenoid that operates as the factory solenoid, and you can control the boost through ECU. So the way that we still tune the car while I didn't have this in hand yet was that Hans had one on the shelf that was already set up, and we basically just used that one and then popped my manual boost controller back on to load this thing back up onto the trailer, knowing that mine was going to get here, hit some weather delays, so it wasn't here before the tuning session. But knowing that mine was going to get here, all I had to do was put some wire connectors on these wires, wire them into my factory harness, and hook up the appropriate vacuum lines as Hans had when he tuned the car. So I took some pictures so that I would remember, you know, which of these 3 ports go into which vacuum lines and which one gets vented, etc. And Hans helped me out by just giving me some guidance on what wires to pin these in. So I'm going to show this to you guys today. Now, I have no experience in tuning, so I would not advise you to just slap one of these on your car and run your car, because it obviously has to be set up in Chrome. And you also have to have a ChromeECU in your car that you can tune with to set this thing up, as far as I'm aware. So that's just a disclaimer, guys. You know, don't just go slapping this into your car and, you know, ripping around on the street, because honestly, I have no idea what it'll do for you. It could be bad, and it could just be bad all around. Now you guys can see down in here, I have a manual boost controller on the car. So I have a T right here from both my wastegate lines, and I have this manual boost controller that I'm gonna pull off here. It was in very loosely because I just slapped it back in after we tuned the car. Now it's a Turbo XS Pro boost controller, so it was a nice piece. Did me well, and it's a very simple setup, but it was time for me to utilize the capabilities of this ECU that I spent hundreds of dollars on back in the day. And it's time to say goodbye to that guy. Next up, it's gonna be time to find somewhere to mount this thing. Now, if you order this Mac valve, you can order genuine Mac valves online, but they don't come with the barb fittings for the ports, and they don't come with this little bracket. Turbo Smart offers this as a 3-port valve on their website. It's a cheap valve, and it comes with this nice little vibration-proof bracket and all the barb fittings. I threw some Teflon tape on the threads and before putting them on, and it basically gives you the ability to actually mount this thing, because I don't really know what you would do if you didn't have this little bracket, but it gives you the ability to mount this thing wherever you have the provisions for it. I might be able to see if it slides, does not slide on there. But yeah, I'm gonna look around the engine bay and trying to find a suitable spot to put this thing, somewhere where it's not gonna get water on it. I know on the firewall, sometimes this electronic sender for my boost control, or my boost gauge, gets a little bit of water on top of it, and I think that's what killed it. But you know, just put it somewhere dry, put it somewhere where you're not gonna get direct heat or anything like that. So as I mentioned, there was a little stud here on the strut tower, and it took a 12mm nut, which I found one in the parts bin, and I got the Mac valve mounted up, and it's in a good spot. Just put that guy there so it doesn't rub too bad on the paint. But Mac valve is here. This port on the left side of the valve will go down right there to where the manual boost controller used to sit. And this front port will go to the nipple on the Y pipe. And then this port right here on the right side is the vent port. So that will stay open. So I don't have any vacuum line right now. So I'm gonna have to run out, grab some vacuum line. I'm probably gonna grab all new vacuum line so I can redo all this, because some of this vacuum line is some chintzy cheap stuff. Some of it is nice quality reinforced stuff, and everything else in between. So I'm gonna go get some vacuum line at the parts store and get enough to redo all of this, and we'll get this thing put in. And then basically I'm gonna run the wires down underneath the intake out into the fender there where my engine harness is tucked, and then we'll wire it back up to where it needs to go, and I'll show that to you guys once I do it. I ran some line. So you have the MAC valve right here on the left side of the MAC valve. If you're looking at the front of it, this line routed back to the T to the wastegates, and then the front line right here routes around here to the nipple off of the Y pipe pre-throttle body. And then this line on the right side of the MAC valve that just vents off into the atmosphere. So that's like your bleed. So next up, we're gonna do the wiring and get that done and get it routed over to where the factory connector is on my car. It's not gonna be the same on your car. On your car, if you're doing this to a 3000 GT, the connector is gonna be down around here where the factory boost solenoid used to be plugged into the firewall. And while this is potentially something that, you know, is pretty common sense, I had my vacuum lines hooked up wrong on this car all this time. So my blow-off valve is now hooked up post throttle body. That's where it's supposed to be. Fuel pressure regulator is now teed in with the boost gauge, which is right here, post throttle body. And then my wastegates and my boost controller are now pre-throttle body off the nipple, and nothing coming off the throttle body up here. I was all messed up beforehand and it was a mess.
What's up YouTube, it's Chris here. I just stole his GoPro and we're in the garage just checking out, you know, the drift car. Mike's over there, you can't really see him. We got Mikey 1 time and Mikey 2 times. Oh, shit, yeah, he caught us.
I got Paulie just randomly doing shifter bushings on my car. This is really unexpected.
Well, you know, when you're here, you got done your ice cream, you got a nice full belly.
I tugged on him once and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Can you not? I'm gonna cut my hand off.
Sorry.
No, he's playing with the shifter, not you.
Stop.
That's why I was wiggling back and forth.
Oh yes, Daddy.
I just, every time I hear that, I just think of Caillou when he's
Call us on, call us up.
Wait, so how much you buying that harness for?
Did you even video anything worth showing?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we're just like, you know, doing some shit. I'm ready for a new one already.
Oh, alright.
I'm too quick for you.
I know, apparently. You don't even need it?
Huh.
Because what, you spread it?
You just, well, you start it. Well, I'm not gonna actually do it, but you get the one end on, and then you just keep pushing around.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, so...
You can't do it getting it off.
Replace your crappy shifter bushings.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
But yeah, you do that right there. Watch it not work now because it's on video. Got the other one done fast. Nice and good. I went this way last time. Okay, there we go. Boom.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. Oh.
Oh, yeah, here's the little caliper.
Oh, yeah, keep losing them everywhere I put them. Look at that. You now have solid shifter bushings.
See, dude, now there's no movement at all. None at all.
Copyright issues with the song, guys?
Yeah. Wow, dude, this car's gonna feel like a totally different car. It's tuned.
As it does every new year.
I know, seriously.
Totally cat. 3 seconds.
So if you can shotgun a beer in 3 seconds or less, I'll sell them to you for $65. If it's more than 3 seconds, then $150.
Deal. Just taking the time.
Third party? You better not fuck up the time now.
So what's the rules again?
So
I really screwed myself.
Under 3 seconds and 65?
yeah, you say go when you hit the go button, and he is to shotgun the beer.
3 seconds.
And if it takes him more than 3 seconds,
It's like
Now
usually,
is this opening it and everything?
No, it's
no, I'll let him open it. I'll let him.
It's
from the click.
Third party on the first party.
I'm trying to think like 1, 2, 3. I don't think you're gonna do it in 3 seconds.
I usually can't. It's
All right,
usually like
cool.
5. That's why I was like,
all right.
So do you want to just pay him 150 or do you want to lose and pay him 150?
I'd rather try and win and go for that.
So let me know when you're ready with that.
Oh, nice, all over the van.
That's a $65 charge right there. Clean up fee.
I'm gonna prepare my hole with the old Goldstein key that I forgot to give there.
You should probably give to the new
How
guy.
much you sell that car for?
1200.
Nice.
Oh, now I know what he's got. Let's show him.
Hey, you got 1200 in your pocket. That's
Why do I not know what I'm doing right now? I feel like I haven't done this in a while. Alright.
1, 2, 3.
2, 3. All right, cool.
4-2.
4-2. So you would have had on the 5 second. I wasn't going for the 5 second. Oh, I'll sell it to you for 150.
You gotta find it first.
Wait, yeah, hold on. Actually, where are they? Oh, they're back there.
Damn, he found him.
Dude, you're getting a good deal here. You're getting a good deal. That's a $400
I'm so
harness.
mad because I stuttered. I need to get a little more drunk and then let's try this again.
Alright, let's get him hammer. Here's some Tito's.
Alright, let's double or nothing. 300 or 50.
350.
I'll slap it out of his hand to give me 100 out of 350.
All right. If you could do it, if you could do a second one.
Give me a 420.
If you, all right, hold on. Here's the thing.
Time or better.
I don't like double or nothing. No, if you can do it under 420, it's still 150. If it's over 420, it's 300.
Oh god, that hurts though. But then
I like that though.
I don't have to buy it though, right? Not like locked in.
No. You're locked.
Free beers.
You're locked in. Here. How about this? All right, yeah. So, one more beer. 4 minutes, 20 seconds.
I'll be
slow.
2 minutes.
I got piss bang.
4.2 seconds.
Am I going in there to have the dogs bark at me while I piss?
No.
You're gonna wait.
Because I gotta
You're gonna
piss.
time us one more time.
If you do it,
In this motor.
if you do it faster than 4.2 seconds,
Why should,
we'll do one.
Once.
We'll do 140.
Alright.
If you do it slower than 4.2 seconds, 160.
Alright.
Last chance. Last chance.
Last chance
All
at
right.
university.
Yeah. You better.
140 is not that much better. Why is it
Come on, take a beer. I gotta piss.
Yeah, you better click that thing quick.
Why are you clicking
I'm
your
ready.
ticket?
You better be
I'm ready.
ready.
What's I gotta...
1, 2, 3. That was 4-6.
Ah!
Dude, the price keys going up.
Price is right. I didn't even finish it either. Well, it's only a him, but...
Dude, I know you were struggling. That was like, it looked slower.
Alright, 2 more, and then we're gonna average out the 2.
You guys are gonna like trick me and be like, alright, 160 or like 850. And I'll be like, alright.
That sounds like a great deal. I can do this.
Alright, let me just go raw and get ready real quick.
I got the boost solenoid all wired in, and I figured I'd wait to show you guys until it was daytime. Just don't mind the trash. So I just want to show you how I routed it. So I want to reiterate, you guys, this plug that I utilized is located down in the corner here behind the battery and all that, plugged into your factory boost solenoid if you still have that on your car. My engine harness is all tucked and rerouted, and it runs up along here inside the inner fender. So I'll show you the plug basically, because I have all my extra plugs just shoved in the wiper cowl here. So this is the plug, and I cut the middle 2 red wires right there, and those are the 2 wires that get spliced into 2 wires that run for me all the way down here, back in underneath the air filter. It just got it with some sleeve here, and into the MAC valve. And then the MAC valve goes into the Y pipe right here and into the boost T fitting for the wide bands right here, this little T right there. And ultimately it should then work how Hans set it up to work with on the ChromeECU. Paulie just randomly decided to start doing some shifter bushings I mentioned. So I now have these solid billet shifter bushings. They got rid of a lot of slop. So before I could grab this and literally like move it from side to side and like up and back, and now there's really no movement. Same with this one right here. You can see on the ones that he cut out, he basically cut the rubber so that you could just pop it out the side. This rubber's rock solid, but you can kind of see, let me get this to focus. You can kind of see that the metal part was starting to oval out, and that's where a lot of the play was coming from. So like when I would push the shifter, it would like twist because there was play in this in the metal sleeve, so it would allow it to twist, and that's where you got a lot of your back and forth movement from. You can see this one was the one that was really ovaled out. The plastic's all dry rotted. It's literally rock solid. So we got those solid bushings. I've had those in there for years, or I've had them here for a few years now, and I just slacked on putting them on. But this thing is basically wrapped up for the boost solenoid. I'm gonna try and get my hands on some pre-turbo pipes, some solid pre-turbo pipes, to get rid of these smaller and rubber and accordion restrictive pipes before I put everything back together, because I ended up taking it apart and basically hitting a stopping point here and completed, 2 projects when I only expected on completing one. Just dropped off his riv nut tool, so I am gonna wrap up riv nutting putting all the riv nut inserts into the rear firewall to finish up the surge tank setup. And Jeff should have my vent by now, my little vent fitting, so I'll be able to wrap up the surge tank setup for good. But right now it's kind of just finishing up and tying up a bunch of loose ends before the season starts. And waiting to hear back if I got accepted. I don't know if I told you guys, but I applied to be in the US Drift Street Legal Series, and the first event is March 20th, so we should be hearing back soon if I got accepted in or not. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on putting this thing back together, and then I also really got to finish this wrap. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and this little piece of information, advice that Hans passed to me that I'm able to pass to you guys. And like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. I'll see you in the next one.